So these are our two contracts. Always got to take a look at the sides, the print here. So build a robotic rover. It's got to be uncrewed. You got to land at site alpha or travel. So there's 3 sites here, Alpha, Beta, Charlie. I'm assuming they're close together to each other. We got to land and just travel between them, and that's it. And then transmit some science from the surface of Minmus. So we'll just make sure it has some science to transmit. And then we have the scout Minmus for a suitable location to build a base. Find a suitable site to build our base. I do want to make a Minmus base. That's almost saying the same thing on Minmus. And once you find a site for your Minmus base, change the vessel type to Rover. Once you find the site for your Minmus base, I don't know, type. I think I'm just going to try this with the Rover anyway. We'll see how this goes. I think I just got to land anywhere on Minmus, drive around for a couple of minutes, and it'll say, you found a nice site. That's what I'm thinking. So let's think about a rover, and I'm going to keep it really simple. We have the good old Probodyne, what do you call this? The Probodyne Rove Mate, and we have some small rover wheels. I'm sure I have them. Are these the smallest ones? I believe they are. They actually have 2 different kinds. We have these kinds, which just face forward, but I think I'm going to use these kinds here. Like that. And you know what? I'm going to build this. No, we'll build it in here. We'll just put it on the mirror symmetry. There we go. Another there. Just to get us roughly started there. And science. So Minmus science. I can do, yeah, there's still some stuff to do. Let's configure the science that's in here. So we have temperature and telemetry. I think that's probably configure these ones. So I only got 2 slots. I got telemetry, temperature, a Geiger counter, seismic accelerometer, and the light experiment. I think that, no, that's an uncrewed one too. Can I do, I wrote down what experiments I can and can't do. I think the light's all done. I think I've done that. Might experiment, no, that's right. These are all have to be in orbit. That's right. It's coming back to me. See, here's the situation. You have to be in space for these. So what I think I shall do is keep this on telemetry, because I know these are landed in various biomes. So I'll just try and land in a different biome than I was before. And we'll also put on the seismic accelerometer. And for now, I'm just going to slap these on. Put that on waiting. Actually, I should put the other 2 on waiting as well. That way they start as soon as you... and GravMax Gravioli detector, probably. Just stick this on here for now. What's the GravMax say? Yep, surface biomes. Geiger counter is surface biome, so we'll stick that on somewhere. Oh my gosh. There. Waiting, I got that. There's no atmosphere. Thermometers built into the probe core. We won't take any samples or anything like that. Just thinking, like, won't do goo or material. No, I've done all the goo in the materials bay. So that's it. That's all the science it's going to have. We need to transmit that, but that actually should only be a communitron. And again, I'm not going to just put on a pair of those because I got relay satellites in orbit about Minmus, so a pair of communitrons should be fine for communication. And we're going to put... What do these do? Okay, when they're I'll just make sure they... Yeah. Actually, let's simulate the transmission, yes, in the planner. Okay, so down here we have a little planner that says everything we got so far is going to consume 2.08 units of electric charge per second. That isn't too much. Let's get into electricity. Move that out of the way. only one of these panels is 0.16, so one panel will do it just fine. So 2 of these is going to be fine, and this is not going to be the final configuration. I'm just sticking these on for now. So we got electricity easily covered. I'm thinking, instead of doing that, why not just stick these on the side or on the back or something, and just cover the top with solar panels. What do we got for solar panels? This is 2.8. Even if the sun's coming down on an angle, that by itself is huge. Right there. That'll cover it easy. Might use a bunch of oxats instead, but what is this one? 0.3. I only need, yeah, even that's overkill. Let's, again, two-way symmetry. You know what we're going to do? Take that off. There we go. This is the simplest solution. And I bet you 6 of these is still lighter than, that's 5 kilograms each, times 6 is 0.3. 30 kilograms. This one by itself is 40 kilograms, so that's lighter than the one big one, and we'll do just fine. Okay. How am I fixed for there's 500 units of electric charge on this thing. How long will it last in the dark? In the dark, this will last for 40 minutes. I'm not counting the actual driving around. That's actually a good question in itself. You think a much larger antenna, John? John's thinking a much larger antenna. Maybe. It's been so long, I might get back to that. But what about the wheels? What do the wheels do again? Wheels are 1 unit of electric charge each. I'd like to be able to cover that too. Yeah. And there's 4 of them, so that's 4 units of electric charge. Are you just thinking about the transmission speed? Transmission speed? John, are you thinking about transmission speed for the size of the antenna? This has a transmission speed, where is it here, of 2.2 kilobytes per second. I'm remembering how this all works. This has a much faster speed just for transmitting the stuff back home. May not be a bad idea. That's a relay antenna, right? Doesn't it say that somewhere? Relay, yeah. What's the next up direct antenna? There's this one. That is 65 kilobytes per second, and then this one's at 25 kilobytes per second. So this might be a better choice for antenna. Just one of them, though, for sure. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Looks better, too. I think I need better solar generation, though, and I'm thinking about the wheels. Once it's parked, it's not a big deal. But, and this is just, oh my gosh. Temporarily put those there. All right, let's make this into something that's actually workable. There are 500 units of electric charge aboard. The data rate for the Gravioli is high. Yes, now it's coming back to me. So the Gravioli detector, the rate at which it transmits data, all this stuff you got to think about, is 13.28 kilobytes per second. So if we get into an antenna here, it would be nice to have an antenna. This one does 25, so it can handle that. Or else these things generate science faster than you can transmit it away. So I think this is probably all a much better plan here. Now, again, how long will this last in the dark? 36 minutes it'll last in the dark. Oh my gosh, how long's a Minmus day? I can't even remember. Let's say it's 6 hours. Or a Minmus night. How much batteries do I got to put on this thing to get up to... This is again temporary, just to get an idea. I would love it to survive for a few hours, because once it's at nighttime, that gravioli detector takes days to... Oh boy. That's a lot. Okay, this thing's going to get bigger than I think, just on batteries alone. Radioisotope thermal electric generator, says Watt. Yeah, that'd be nice if I have it unlocked, but I don't. RTG is the great... Yeah, oh my gosh. So what are we up to in terms of electric charge? This thing's going to have issues making it... Well, actually, hang on a second. Hang on a second before I get too carried away. It might not be as bad as I think. If I take a look at the seismic accelerometer, takes 14 days to collect all of its data. The gravioli takes 90 days. But the Geiger counter is very fast. So let's turn off the Geiger counter. Let's turn off the thermometer and this. Now how long? Now it's lasting for a day. Oh my god, but that's about what I'm going to need, isn't it? 1 day, 5 hours. That's a whole... Dan says 1 day, 5 hours, 13 minutes, and 20 seconds. I think that's the entire orbital. Like, that's the whole day for Minmus. So the night is half of that. So I think about a day worth of batteries would be good. But that is a day's worth of batteries. 3,900. Okay. We can do this, though. Because I got better choices for batteries. So... let's get this out of here. We're going to build a little tower of these. These can go away. These are 1,000 each. Now it's lasting for over a day. Oh, but the antenna... Oh, but the antenna doesn't have to transmit during the day. There you go. Yes, the antenna doesn't need to be factored in as long as I make sure that it's got places to store everything. All right, we're getting there. Oh my god, this is all so complicated. And we're going to build a little tower for this. That's what we're going to do. That is what we're going to do. Okay. What do I got for structural bits? Let's arrange these by mass. That's the big one. Why is this such a heavy thing? It's not that big. Oh my gosh. Fine. What's this? Oh, grip pads. I don't care. Okay, we'll just do this. Use a little of these cubic octagonal struts. I'm going to put an antenna over here. Be that way. Okay, we'll slide that down a little bit. This is, by the way, a Minmus Rover. And now we can take these antennas and stick them up here. Yeah, it's a little more out of the way. There we go. We'll take this science equipment too. We'll just radially stick it on the side here. Can't even see that. There you are. Okay, and we'll put these so they're waiting again, because we do want them to turn on when they're supposed to. All right. Waiting, waiting. This is a little bit, might be a little top heavy. It might be interesting. Might have to be careful with my driving. So one thing I'm a little worried about. I roll this way, yeah. Let's try and give it a little bit more of a longer foot pad there. What is our mass up to, by the way? It's only 600 kilograms, so I shouldn't be able to have too much trouble getting it there. All right, and then what we'll do, I'm honestly thinking this is, oh wait, I built a checklist. Look at that. I'd forgotten I'd done this. Okay. Oh, but it's okay. It's not my own customized one. Okay, I got to copy over. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that. We'll just hopefully do the best we can. All right, what I want to do is build something to get this to the surface. That's going to be the idea. So, up at the top here, add some RCS to it. That's not a bad idea, because this thing on Minmus doesn't require a whole lot. You know, maybe building something just out of monopropellant is not entirely a bad idea. A little bit of monopropellant, put some, and then I can put some RCS, but that's also good for trying to keep it upright. But also maybe I can land it just with monopropellant. That's what I'm kind of thinking about. So let's switch this to Minmus. And let's put on some monopropellant cans. I could have built a little tower out of monopropellant cans rather than... What do we got for mono? Go by resource. Monopropellant, and arrange those by mass. Well, clearly I have some monopropellant tanks. This is nothing but... Okay, let's go to our tanks. Oh my gosh. I do have a tank configurator, so I can actually put in and switch the... You know what I think I'm going to do? Let's lift this up. I'm just going to play around with how much monopropellant to actually... So I'm going to... We can edit the tanks. I have a tank configurator. We can take these tanks out. We can put in liquid... Oh, that's not soil. Liquid chemicals. And we can switch, add that in, and then you can switch it not from liquid fuel but to monopropellant. And then what I can do is put on, I mean, I have monopropellant engines, but I honestly just don't think it's going to need them. Where are the little... These guys, yeah, these are the... What if I just put like a... This is just experimenting. Now that provides 4 kilonewtons of thrust. I think each of those is a kilonewton of thrust. Should be easier to see that kind of stuff. Oh, it's only 2.2 kilonewtons of thrust. But I do have RCS build aid. So what I can do is I put this on the right. Right, left, up. There we go. We have a total of 8 kilonewtons of thrust, so I'm not sure what I was reading up there. I have 0 meters per second of delta V. Why is that? It's not seeing the... Oh, there's no monopropellant aboard. There we go. 302 meters per second of delta V and 8 kilonewtons of thrust on a vessel that only weighs just under 700 kilograms. Landing on Minmus, I think this should be fine. Honestly. I only need about 225 meters per second to land this on Minmus. I'm honestly thinking, jeepers creepers. I'll put this to a test. We'll run a simulation. Grab that. Take these away. So I was going to build something a little more elaborate, but I'm honestly thinking, let's close. I've got a lot of extra windows here. Close that. RCS build date, go away. There we go. I'm thinking this thing can land on Minmus. Am I crazy? I might be. Add a detachable monoprop can for landing. I was thinking of that. I mean, I could. It's just it doesn't. When I'm adding this little mass, I don't know why I need to detach it. Just keep it on there. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. Well, that's just the knobs on the... You know what I'm going to do? Let's save this. I'm going to open up our KRASH simulator. Where is that? That's this button. We're going to select an orbit in around Minmus. 10 kilometers in altitude. That seems pretty good. Yep. And we'll see how it goes. We'll simulate this. Here we are. Here's the whole thing. Oh, do I have no signal? I do. Somehow I have a signal. It's picking up a relay. Which is good. Because if I didn't do that, it wouldn't have had enough signal to... Alright, what I should do is take these engines, show the actuation toggle. I don't care about yaw, pitch, roll, port starboard, dorsal, ventral. I only care about fore and aft, and then you can put on 4x throttle. See that? And now those engines will behave in the same way as a regular engine. So again, all of this stuff for maneuvering, just take it off. Put on fore and aft and forward, attach it to the throttle. I just got to do that with each of them, unfortunately. I should have done that in the VAB, and I need to remember to do that when I'm in the VAB. There, and forward by throttle, and same thing here. I hit the probe body instead. All of the maneuvering stuff turn off. Forward and aft I want, and forward on the throttle. Okay, so... I got to put a better probe body on this thing. I can see that. I have no reaction wheels. There you go. All right, so that's why we test. So let's terminate the simulation. I have no reaction wheels, so I have no orbital control. Yeah, and then play with the control body. So let's look at our probe bodies. What do I got for probe bodies? Let's arrange our probe bodies by cost, knowing that the more expensive ones will be. So this is my best one is the Octo 2. That is my, that's not that's smaller than I thought it would be. Now the Octo 2 has no reaction wheels, I bet. Get that checklist out of there. No, I'm sure it doesn't. So a pair of reaction wheels would be a good idea. So I'm going to move that, put that there. That can go on there. And some small reaction wheels. Small inline react. This thing's getting taller by the moment. That's okay. I lost where I put my reaction wheels. Small inline reaction wheels. Again, we'll clean this up in just a little bit. But this is, again, just a proof of concept type of thing. I should be able to... I think this is oriented the same way. Let's test it again. So simulator, again, orbit, Minmus, 10 kilometers, go. Oh, let's, before I run the same risk as I did before, extend that antenna. Oh, and let's, again, do this thing with the actuation toggles, and then I don't have to keep doing it over and over again. There. This one. Bop, 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 bop. And these ones should now be done. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Save that. Simulate. Okay, so now, yep. Okay, so low. Okay, so I can see this is not pointing retrograde the way I want, but I should be able to control point forward, control point up. Now, that's right. Excellent. Okay, there we go. So that is good. We will extend these solar panels. And all I want to see is, does this stupid thing land, really? Like, that's all I care about. Let's make sure we do land in the day side. There we go. Okay, put this on retrograde. And I should be able to, I think I have to put on RCS, but then if I use the throttle, see, throttle does do, oh, that looks so nice. Look at those exhausts. Whoops, whoops, whoops. I think I'm already deorbiting. Should have been paying attention. But just, I don't know if you saw the exhaust plumes coming out of there. They look great. I think I got a lot of thrust. I don't think thrust is going to be an issue. Still considering putting on another probe body only to have so I can lock to retrograde and all of that kind of stuff. The one thing you don't have, here I can go here so I can at least see how much monopropellant, but it doesn't tell you how much delta V you have. Even Kerbalism, or not, Kerbal engineers even not so sure. But what we want to do is just put this onto the retrograde vector, turn this way. I always find it easier with that thing up and then just gun it. So we're just gonna, I think I might be even toggling down the thrust. Look at those exhaust plumes. That looks so good. Oh my gosh, that looks so nice. So I'm just gonna kill. I'm just gonna drop down. Nothing fancy. I think I got so much. Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe I do need more monopropellant now that I'm looking at it. I can see it using up a lot, just killing all this. But maybe that's what most of it's gonna be. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Let's just fall. Falling close to straight down. Still 2.5 kilometers above this. This is not an efficient landing, but that's okay. If I can land, it won't let me time warp. You're a stinker. We're just falling slowly to the surface. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with just being simple. All right. Oh, James Webb Telescope. I'm just seeing it in the chat that it's beginning its L2 insertion burn. Really, really. That's going to be spectacular when that's all ready to go. Okay, let's push this up to the top again and lose some of this velocity. Lose a lot of velocity. Come on, more velocity then. So we'll probably just fall from here. Well, I'm still burning a little bit. Okay, put on the cap lock and just knock off the rest of this. Whoops. And boink. Oh, we're rolling. Brakes on. Should have put the brakes on before I started, but there you go. We're down. Maybe put on a tad more monopropellant. Might make me feel a little better. I don't think there was much left when I got down to the bottom there. Okay, turn the RCS off. Turn the brakes off. And yeah, whoa, that's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, turn off, toggle the torque here. I got to turn this to be in drive mode. That's what I need to do. It's all coming back to me slowly. Where's the... Put the brakes back on again. Direction, direction, direction. I'm on the probe body, right? What am I missing here? Click on that. That's the sciencey stuff. Where is the thing? I clicked it before I came down here on control point up. Oh my god, I'm just blind. Control point forward. There we go. Now let's see how this works. Take the brakes off. Oh, that way's forward. There you go. See? I'll have to be careful, I think. Now, I actually have the reaction wheels off, which, to be honest, I think typically works better if I put the reaction wheels on. There we go, on normal mode. Quite often you push forward and, oh no, it's working fine. Sometimes you push forward and it wants to tilt forward. No, it's doing well. This is good. There we go. We got ourselves a Rover. Whoa, whoa, there it goes. See? Gotta be a little careful. I can make this work. All right, brakes. Brakes. I'm going to put on another one of these monopropellant cans. Maybe a smaller one. Okay, terminate the simulation. This is working. Okay, so let's, oh my gosh, get rid of that. Okay, I want to put on a smidge more monopropellant. So I'm going to take that off, take that off, that on. I don't think it needs a lot more, so I'm thinking I got these little guys, which are half of these ones. I love these little tanks. They're so cute. And take these out. Liquid chemicals. Add that on and switch this to monopropellant. Close that. Fill these up. So this was 20.4 units of monopropellant, and I now have an additional 10.2. So I've increased the amount of monopropellant by 50%. I would think that should be good. Again, all it's got to do is land, and then it never ever has to use the monopropellant stuff again. Now we'll just spend a little bit of time dressing this up. Oh shoot, I just realized this is in the wrong. Making it look nice. Like that. Like that. Okay. You can retract this. Let's get rid of our there. Okay. I am happy. I think this is going to work. I think this is going to work just fine. So, what we need to do now is put this thing onto a booster and get it there. So, we need a little bit of a vessel just to do the Minmus get there. The Minmus get there. So that's 930 to get the Minmus. I'm just looking at a Delta V map. 150 for the capture, so that's 1080. I'll give myself a bit of wiggle room. 1200 meters per second, and I'm in Minmus orbit. So let's put ourselves a little bit of a pusher on here. So a decoupler, certainly not a separator. Decoupler certainly is not going to need much. Maybe another structural doobob there just to clear these little thruster ports that are there. and obviously some sort of fairing, which is going to have to actually be of reasonable size, right? Yeah, like that's too small. A 2.5 meter fairing. Need a little bit more. Another one of these. Just so the wheels have somewhere to go. Now this should go straight up, right? No, it has to come out a little bit. If I didn't tilt the wing or the wheels back, it would actually be better, but I kind of like the wheels the way they are. So cover this up. I don't know why I'm covering this up, because I'm just going to have to take this away again, but I just want to see that it does cover up. Put on clamshell, put on 6 sides, and up the force a little bit. Sure thing. Okay, let's delete the fairing. We'll have to rebuild that. Now it needs a pusher vehicle and only about 1,200 meters per second. That is not a lot. Fortunately, it's 2.5 meters across, so that's not small. So, don't I have... shoot. Like, even this is, I know, is going to be too much. So what I shall do... let's put on just some structural doobie-dobs here. I know what I'll do. Let's lose that. We'll build stuff in here. So, there. Get that Octo 2 core again. That's what I'm looking for. Put on some batteries. Actually, put on a structural piece. I got a plan. I got a plan to expand out a little bit. Just get one of those bigger batteries, like that. I just want to build something that's not going to be redonkulously huge, and then I'll just put it on a big booster. It's kind of the idea, like that, and then like what about a terrier on the bottom? And then I'll just do the fairing around the whole thing. So already that's, oh my gosh. I got this set for, oh, that's Kerbin? Oh, thrust to weight's 0.57. Okay, that's a vacuum. There we go. That's still, that's already too, I don't need that much. Okay, smaller tank. That one. That's a little too much. A lot of thrust to weight. Yeah, so I don't need as big an engine as that. Let's get a smaller engine on there. Good old spark engine. What's a spark engine do for me? Still thrust to weight of 1.2, which is more than adequate. A little low on the delta V, but if I can find a 1.25 type of fuelie adapter that's got no fuel in it, something with fuel in it. I got nothing like that, do I? No. That's going bigger, not smaller. Shoot. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Okay, well, we can just maybe go down to back to structure. One of these. A little Oscar B. I don't think it needs much more fuel. There's 1395, thrust to weight of 1.05. That's fine. That'll do it. And then, yeah, sure. And now we'll just build the whole fairing around that. Why not? And then we'll stick a big booster under it. That one. Probably some reaction wheels in here would be a good idea now that I'm looking at this, because the only reaction wheels are up at the top. Just put some reaction wheels right here. Again, some small ones would be fine. I'm just thinking too, this thing can do part of the descent as well. So this really isn't going to be an issue. wider. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Maybe strut. Some strutty struts in here. Whatever reason, it's not letting me go to multiple struts. There we go. Strutty struts like that. Put the Oscar B above the bigger tank. Yeah, that'll look better. You're right. I like that idea. Somebody suggested that. That's good. If I take, oh my gosh, I can't even see. Take the airstream off. Oh, I never put a decoupler there. That would have gone bad. But put this. You can even take off that. And go there now. That makes the whole thing a little bit shorter. I don't know why, but I don't have a decoupler. I thought I grabbed the decoupler, but maybe I just missed it. There we go. And then that can go there. That looks much better. And the fairing still covering it fine? Sure. Oh, there's my decoupler that I lost somehow. Okay, that's still clamshell and force is good. What could go wrong? I'm just realizing too, I don't have any kind of lights on this thing. You gotta have lights, right? Not gonna go too crazy, but what if I just put on just like this? Oh, take the R off. Just keep them white. Don't even blink them. There we go. Just for something to make them look like. Okay, this thing, what's our mass here? Our mass is 2.8 tons. What is my booster situation for 2.8 tons? To lift 2.8 tons into orbit. I'd like to go a little bigger. Unfortunately, I suspect any booster that's capable of doing that isn't going to be as, 2.5 meters wide at the bottom. This might be a goofy thing, but I can deal with goofy. Oh, there's a decoupler on the bottom of this. Oh, I know why that's there. Yeah. What I'm thinking is just something to provide some sort of transition. I don't think I even need all of this. So it doesn't look outrageously stupid. Hopefully the swivel can still lift all this. That vacuum. This clearly needs to be on its own stage. The staging is a disaster. Oops. Okay. There we go. Just gonna. Oh, it doesn't count the monopropellant. Oh, wait. I want to turn off this engine. That's the one I don't want to count. Let's turn that off. Okay. 3460 TWR at sea level of 1.26, but the thrust limiter is turned down, so it's very, very close to being able to reach some sort of orbit if I just added in some of this fuel that I took out here. 3609. We'll adjust the thrust here a little bit so that the liftoff thrust is a little better. 76. There we go. Launch thrust of thrust to weight of 1.33. Let's check all of our staging here. That makes sense. What's the thrust to weight at this top end? Oh, that's fine. Is that at the... Yeah, that's going to be fine, I think. A little low maybe, but we'll see what happens. I want to take this fairing out of the staging completely. Get away. And then we stage that and that engine, and then we let go of our rover up at the top. Yep. Okay, let's turn this engine back on. I don't even think it looks stupid. I think it's all right. Oh my gosh, I wasn't looking at Kerbal Engineer. I'm so used to... I'm still too used to stock. Okay, there should be a probe core hidden in here somewhere. Nope. Those are reaction wheels. Okay. So let's get a KOS... my KOS controllable scripty-doob. That's the one I'm looking for. So that we'll have our launch script. Put that on our boot file, up the disk space, and close that, not have to worry about that again. Okay, let's do a test launch. Do I try and keep, I'm being asked in the chat, do I try and keep clean skies? I actually kind of do. And kind of, I kind of do and kind of don't. I could put a probe core on this thing and do a, maybe that's not a bad idea. If I just put in, oh, there's no if I just put in here, in the interest of keeping clean skies, if I put in a probe core on this and then put in just a couple of batteries, like so, then this thing's capable of deorbiting itself. There we go. That's in the interest of clean skies. Now, the question is that yeah, let's put in a little bit more fuel. Like that. Good. And atmospheric thrust weight, again, I gotta up this. I'm a little concerned with that upper stage thrust to weight ratio, to be honest. It might be a little weak. Well, actually, this is a swivel engine. Some of these boosters are so old. Why not put in the more powerful Reliant engine? I don't see why. That certainly should work. And of course, that loses a lot of delta V. That's why. Okay, let's go back to what I had. Oh my gosh, too many engines swivel. Okay, well, how did I lose? Oh, wait, this is now in a nonsensible. Okay, sorry, let's put the Reliant back. I lost delta V because the staging was messed up. Okay. So we're not firing the Reliant till up here. There's the two SRBs. Okay, what's that look like? That looks better, and a nicer thrust to weight at the top. And I can turn this down a little bit. That makes way more sense. Okay. Let's do a test launch. Test launch time!